What's up, UNC Hoops Talk podcast listeners and subscribers? This is Gil Elhart back again to give you just a little review and preview of what's been happening with Carolina basketball this week. So this past Sunday, UNC Hoops scrimmaged with Villanova in what's called one of the secret scrimmages. These are just closed scrimmages because Division I teams can set up 2 exhibition games with a Division II program, and those can be open, like the one that's coming up this Friday against Winston-Salem State, or one closed, which they did last year with Villanova and also this year with Villanova. The 2 teams are pretty evenly matched. I like this matchup for an exhibition game to give Carolina a better read of their program against top class competition. And literally the scoring, I think Villanova ultimately finished 1 point higher in terms of the amount of points scored. There was a 20-minute half, and then there was like a 8-minute, I believe, or 6-minute period with only second-team players or non-starters. And then a second half, another 20-minute period, followed by another, I believe it was maybe 6-minute or 8-minute zone defense only portion. So our leading scorers were Cole Anthony with 28 points, Armando Bacot with 18 points, Garrison Brooks with 14, and Leaky Black with 12. I really am excited about that distribution. I love seeing those names that I anticipate will be pretty regular on the top of our score sheet. So UNC was much more aggressive from what I heard in the second period, which is a common theme from last year. Villanova came out really strong, was shooting the ball really well from three-point, and Carolina played much more aggressively in that second 20-minute period and shot the ball from three-point percentage way better in the second period. Ultimately, statistically, UNC finished with above 50% field goal percentage, and that's a good sign. They shot 9 of 25 from three-point range. They out-rebounded the Wildcats by 2, 49-47. They held Villanova to 39% from the floor overall and 39% from three-point range. So I understand that Villanova shot a lot of three-pointers. That's something that Carolina defense needs to be able to expect and manage and try and contain throughout the season. So that's good practice for them. And both teams turned the ball over about 17 times. So you come to expect that this early in the season, and from Roy Williams style, really fast up and down the floor, you're going to get those turnovers. So even in turnovers, that's not a bad thing. And then the next exhibition is against Winston-Salem State, excuse me, this Friday night. Depending on when you're listening to this, that might be today. Don't know a whole lot about Winston-Salem State. Looked briefly at their roster. Their tallest player is about 6'7". They did have a lot of experience on their roster. Looked like mostly seniors, juniors, sophomores, a couple redshirt freshmen in there. In terms of what UNC is coming to this game with, they've got a lot of players that might be missing, including backup point guard KJ Smith, which might contribute to more backup minutes in the point guard position being played by Leaky Black. So that's a good thing because I anticipate that he probably will see minutes in that position, although I think he's going to see minutes in a variety of positions throughout the season. So this is the first opportunity for most of us who weren't able to have access to the closed scrimmage with Villanova to see a lot of these new faces, a lot of these new players in a Carolina uniform. I'm excited for that. I'm looking forward to seeing what Christian Keeling and Justin Pierce, the grad transfers, are going to be able to bring to the program, where they're going to be filling in, what kind of role, and obviously getting to see Armando Bacot and Cole Anthony. I'm really excited to see these players and their passion for the game, their charisma, and just their excitement. I think they're bringing a lot of energy to the team and the program this year, and so I'm really excited, really looking forward to that. I think we're going to see Cole as a leader. You know, for most of us, again, this is the first time seeing the team. We're going to see Cole in this leadership role. It's exciting to see that. We got accustomed to a little bit last year with Kobe as a freshman point guard, really being the heart of the team. That kind of took over about mid-season, and so this year, right out of the gate, we know Cole Anthony is going to be one of the fiery leaders of this team, and that's going to be fun to watch this season. We're definitely going to see, in typical fashion, Roy Williams tinkering with different lineups. So, what you see in this exhibition game is not going to be what you're going to get come February or March, of course. So basic matchup against Winston-Salem State. I expect, of course, Tar Heel victory, a big victory, and probably a similar score sheet in terms of shooting over 50%. Cole Anthony, probably leading scorer, but he's going to be distributing and getting others involved. I love to see the bigs, Baycott and Garrison Brooks with double-figure points. I'd like to see Brandon Robinson get some three-pointers and get into double figures in this one too. So that's Friday night. And then next Wednesday, Notre Dame, starting off the season, ACC matchup, Notre Dame visiting Chapel Hill. I think that's a good thing for Carolina because although Notre Dame finished bottom of the ACC last year with only 3 ACC victories, I think they're going to very easily double that this year. They're returning all 5 starters that were starting. I think they probably had a lot of different starting lineups last year due to injury. But all 5 starters that started in the ACC tournament last year are returning, including all ACC first teamer, preseason all ACC first teamer, John Mooney. I think he's an exceptional player, great college basketball player. He's a force, he's tough to deal with, he's savvy. And Notre Dame in general has a fair amount of size, so different from what Winston-Salem State's going to bring. We're going to see that size right in our first matchup. A couple players up at 6'11". John Mooney, I believe, is like 6'9". So some experience, good ACC team. I expect Tar Heel victory again out of the gate there to get us to 1-0 in the ACC. That'll be a good start, hopefully, for us. And we'll see. It's going to be an exciting start right into ACC play out of the gate, for better or for worse. And that'll get us going right into November, starting real early. College basketball, I know people are still kind of in the wavelength of watching college football still, but I'm ready for college basketball. I love what Tar Heel basketball represents, the family, the atmosphere, the tradition. It's going to be great. It's going to be exciting. So I'm looking forward to watching Winston-Salem State. I'm looking forward to the Notre Dame matchup. Although I wish it wasn't the first game of the season, should be exciting. So I just wanted to give you guys this little teaser, tell you what's going on with college basketball for the Heels this week and what to look forward to in the next week. And before I sign off, I wanted to give my predictions for the season this year. I think we're going to go 26-5 in the regular season and 15-5 in the ACC is my prediction. I think we're going to manage to get that win at Gonzaga, and all of our losses will come in the ACC with a couple of those very difficult 2 games in 3 days schedules where we have an away game on the Monday after a game on Saturday. So I think that we'll finish first in the ACC. That's what I'm going with, although it could be first or second. So I think it's going to be a good year. I have us going 2-1 in the ACC tournament and also 3-1, which means an Elite 8 trip in the NCAA tournament. Although I'm with Dan, I think that there's definitely the potential for us to make it to a Final Four. That would be an excellent year for Tar Heel basketball. So let's let the games begin. Go Heels.